You are listening and watching a very special podcast, Phenomenon Serendipity. Here I have more on Randi Kerr from Phenomenon Serendipity. Alright guys, here we go. Randi Kerr. Randi, Barrere, Chloe, Maggie, and Tilda went to this new mission. But what they saw there was a nightmare. What the? Oh my, Randi gasped. She could see it. Giants, monsters. They were everywhere. Everywhere. Randi ran first, running and running. She used her abilities as she flied in the air. Just then, the giant was preying upon her, and she was about to grab her, but then it stopped and it fell forward, dead. Its neck on the back was torn open. Randi couldn't believe it. She looked up to see a girl, a beautiful young lady, tall. She had short dark hair. She had a stoic face. She wore some sort of military uniform of white, and there were belted buckles around her. She wore a jacket and also a green cloak with a hood. The hood was down, but underneath the hood and the jacket she wore also a red scarf around her neck. She came over at Randi. "You shouldn't be here," said the girl. "What? Why?" she said. "Why? I don't know how you're here and how you're taking down these titans with just that. What are you?" said the girl. "I was going to say the same thing about you. You saved my life," Randi said. The girl's face looked shocked. "What? You mean that titan was going to eat me? If it wasn't for you, I would have been eaten by now," Randi said. The girl was confused. "Are you trying to trick me?" "No, never. I'm telling you the honest truth," Randi said. "My name's Randi Kerr, but you can call me Randi." "That's a weird name," said the girl. "Oh really? What's your name?" said Randi. "Mikasa Ackerman." "Hold it. Mikasa?" "Yes," said the girl. "Mikasa." Randi stared at her with her mouth open. Mikasa. Sounds like Mikasa Sukasa. Kinda weird. Randi noted. "What's so funny about that?" said Mikasa. "Nah, sorry. It's just a Spanish term. Kind of a strange name, but it's actually kinda nice." "Do you think maybe you can help with those strange powers of yours?" Mikasa asked. "Sure, anytime," said Randi. "Okay, but whatever you do, don't get in my way. Got it?" said Mikasa. "Sister, I will follow you anywhere, and I will never get in your way, unless you don't get in my way," Randi countered. Mikasa looked at her and said, "I think we're gonna get along well." "Me too," Randi said cheerfully. "Come on, Last one to take down these titans is gonna have a lot of explaining to do. Mikasa looked over at Randi flying. She can fly. Just like... Mikasa followed. She took down the titans by the nape, where the vital regions, their weak point. Randi looked over at Mikasa and called out, "Why'd you hit them at the back of the neck? What, you can't hit them in any other parts?" Mikasa called out, "They can heal fast. You gotta go for the back of the neck. It's the only way you can stop them. That's the way to kill them," Mikasa said. "Trust me on this. I know this." "I see," Randi shouted. "I can also see that you've done this before, haven't you?" she said. Mikasa stopped and gave her a glare. Randi felt her blood going cold. Wow, she looks pretty scary that way, she thought. I never seen anyone with that kind of glare. Mikasa said, "Oh, you have no idea how cruel the world is," said Mikasa. And she ran and she took down the titans at the nape. They fell down dead forward, and also sometimes they wouldn't even move. They were really motionless. Randi noticed that their faces looked really creepy. That is really weird. Some of them are smiling and some of them are not. It's kind of weird. Randi managed to move fast. Once they took care of the titans, it seemed they were both even, Randi and Mikasa. So, Mikasa explained what was going on. When Randi got the whole story, she said, "So let me get this straight. You have like an adopted brother, and he can turn into a titan?" Randi asked. "I know it sounds crazy to believe, but it's all true," said Mikasa. No, I'm not saying I don't believe you. I do believe you. But I'm just, wow, it's kind of amazing," Randi said. "Easy for you to say," Mikasa said. Then her stoic face broke into a small smile. Randi smiled back. "I like the way you smile. It's actually kind of nice to see you that way," she noted. "What do you mean by that?" Mikasa asked. "Nothing, it's just, well, you look kind of better that way than you did unsmiling." Mikasa looked down. Then I guess, before she could finish anything, she looked over to see some sort of motion of a girl with someone familiar she knows. "Eren! And that girl," Mikasa said to herself, but Randi could hear her. "Wait, who is that? Eren and that girl, Barrere." "Barrere Devlin?" Randi cried. Mikasa looked at her in shock. "So you know her? How?" Mikasa asked. "She's my friend, my comrade. Well, you'll understand. She's not really all that bad once you get to know her," Randi said. So she wasn't lying. "Come on, we gotta catch up and see where they're hiding," Mikasa said. "Right behind you," Randi said. Once they reunited with their friends, Randi, Mikasa, the two girls went back with Barrere, Aaron, Armin, and Chloe right back to where the scouts are. Randi was seen just dressed in a pretty much nice gown, really. It was a short sleeve one, all white, while her clothes were being washed and dried. I kinda like this, she said. What do you mean? Mikasa said. Well, it's funny. I guess you never see me wearing something like this every day. Do you wear this a lot? She asked. Sometimes when I'm on missions. Without saying much, what kind of clothes were those? Mikasa said. Well, let's just say I always wear clothes like that. I mean, some people back in my home would wear outfits like those, Randi said, referring to jeans and a tank top. Mikasa was a little confused, but then she said, So you're not from here, are you? She said. No. I guess you already know that, right? Randi said. Very, Mikasa said. Yeah, it looked like Randi was going to be explaining a lot of things, but for now, at least she can rest. Seeing giants, titans roaming around the place, eating humans and walls and other things that she was told of, and also Aaron Yeager being a titan shifter, and a lot of other crazy things going on. She was trying her best to process much of this. She didn't know how much she's going to take. That's the end of this podcast. Thank you guys for listening and watching. Stay tuned for more on Barrere, Chloe, and the others in the world of Attack on Titan. Things are really going to get excited. I know. Anyways, I hope you guys like this podcast episode. So, see you next time. Thank you for listening and also watching. So, I'll see you next time in more perspective views of other characters. See ya!